Once upon a time in the bustling city of Eldridge, Detective Inspector Thomas Reed was known for his unwavering dedication to solving the most perplexing cases. His colleagues admired his sharp instincts and relentless pursuit of justice. But what they didn't see was the soft side of him that emerged when he was with his family, especially his 10-year-old daughter, Lily. Every evening after a long day at the precinct, Thomas would return home, where Lily was always waiting with an infectious smile. Their routine was sacred. They would have dinner together, and afterward he would help her with her homework or read her favorite stories. Thomas often told her about his cases in a way that sparked her imagination, turning the grim realities of crime into thrilling tales of adventure. It was during these moments that he felt the weight of the world lift off his shoulders, knowing that no matter how tough his day had been, he had a loving family to come home to. One fateful day, a high-profile case landed on Thomas's desk, a series of mysterious disappearances that had gripped the city in fear. As he delved deeper into the investigation, he found himself working late nights and weekends, often missing dinner with Lily. She began to sense his absence and expressed her concerns in her innocent yet profound way. "Dad, will you promise to come back home to read with me?" she asked one night. Her words struck a chord, reminding him of the balance he needed to maintain between his duty and his family. Inspired by her, Thomas decided to approach the case differently. He involved Lily in a light-hearted way, turning their evenings into brainstorming sessions where she could help him piece together clues. This not only strengthened their bond, but also brought a fresh perspective to the investigation, leading him to solve the case and restore peace to Eldridge, all while ensuring he never missed another bedtime story with his daughter. As the days turned into weeks, Detective Inspector Thomas Reed became increasingly immersed in the case of the mysterious disappearances. The city was on edge, and every lead he followed seemed to lead to a dead end. He spent countless hours at the precinct, poring over evidence and interviewing witnesses, his mind racing with theories and possibilities. Yet each time he returned home, he felt the pang of guilt for not being present for Lily. One evening, after another long day, Thomas arrived home to find Lily sitting on the living room floor, surrounded by her art supplies. She was drawing a colorful scene of a detective solving a case, complete with a magnifying glass and a shadowy figure in the background. Seeing her creativity sparked something in him. "What's this, Lily?" he asked, kneeling beside her. "I'm drawing you, Dad. You're the best detective ever," she beamed, her eyes shining with admiration.
Thomas smiled, but he felt a twinge of sadness. "I wish I could be the best dad and the best detective at the same time," he admitted. Lily looked up at him thoughtfully. "Why not combine them? You can be my detective dad. We can solve mysteries together." Her innocent suggestion lit a fire in Thomas's heart. That night, he decided to involve Lily in a way that would not only keep her engaged but also allow him to spend quality time with her. He set up a detective agency in their living room, complete with notepads, colored pencils, and a bulletin board where they could pin clues and ideas. The next day, he brought home a case file, carefully omitting the more gruesome details. "Lily, I need your help with something very important," he said. laying out the evidence they had collected. "There are people missing, and I think we can figure out where they went." Lily's eyes widened with excitement. "Let's do it, Dad. What's our first clue?" They spent hours together, discussing the case. Lily suggested they create a list of the last places the missing people were seen. As they worked side by side, Thomas found that Lily's imagination brought a fresh perspective to the investigation. She suggested they visit the local park, where several of the disappearances had occurred, to talk to the people there. The following weekend, they set out on their mini investigation. Thomas was amazed at how observant Lily was, pointing out things he had overlooked. "Look, Dad, that tree has a strange marking on it. Do you think it could be a clue?" she asked, her finger hovering over the gnarled bark. As they explored, they met a few locals who shared their own stories about the park, including a rumor about a hidden tunnel beneath it. Intrigued, Thomas decided to investigate further. That evening, back at home, they drew a map of the park, marking the spots where they had found clues and gathered information. Days turned into weeks, and their detective agency became a cherished tradition. They would spend their evenings piecing together the mystery, and with every new lead, Thomas felt a renewed sense of purpose. He was not just a detective. He was also a father who was teaching his daughter the value of curiosity and critical thinking. Finally, after weeks of investigation, they uncovered a critical piece of evidence: a series of underground tunnels that connected various parts of the city. Thomas realized that the missing individuals had likely been taken through these tunnels. With Lily's help, he was able to coordinate a raid on the tunnels, leading to the rescue of the missing people and the arrest of the culprits. When the case was finally solved, Thomas felt a wave of relief wash over him. He had not only restored safety to the city, but had also strengthened his bond with Lily. On the night of the celebration for the successful resolution of the case, he knelt down and hugged her tightly. "You're my partner in crime solving, Lily. I couldn't have done it without you." Lily beamed, her face lighting up with pride. "Can we keep solving mysteries together, Dad?" "Absolutely," Thomas replied, knowing that as long as they were together, they could tackle anything life threw their way. From that day forward, they continued to explore the world of mysteries, each case bringing them closer together, proving that family and dedication could coexist beautifully in the life of a detective.